Hey, yo, what's going on, Mike? We are here. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's your favorite spot to be on a Wednesday. It's the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, good God, what you doing?
Oh, I'm having a little tea because I drink tea now in my 40s.
Oh, tea. I
Out
think
of
you
my,
drank tea in your 39s.
I did in my Ted Lasso Believe mug. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice, nice. The unripped Believe poster.
Yes, unripped Believe poster. What is going on, Mike? I'm feeling pretty good about today. I went to the gym for dude. This is like 3 weeks in a row. I haven't missed a weekday, Monday to Friday from the gym, dude. Look at this. Look at how fucking bucked up that goddamn thing is, right? I
Jeez.
would slap the shit out of Big Ben if I seen him in person right now. I'm so bucked up right now. I'm so jacked up on fucking pre-workout and shit.
6'5" to
I'd
6'4",
knock
baby.
him down. Yeah,
Knock him down.
knock a vertebrae right out of his neck.
Bam! Like Django.
Just boop, just pull it right out. Hey man, we got a great show for everybody tonight. We got 3 guests coming on. One's going to be headlining Canada in a couple weeks, and the other 2 performed last week in Manassas, Virginia at the Prospect Series. We're going to start off the show with one half of the main event up in Canada. Gabby Roman's going to be on the show to kick off things. Mike, what do you think about that?
Oh, that sounds fantastic. We love Gabby Roman from the Northeast, like we are.
Yes, that's
Way
right.
up here.
And then
Yeah.
shout out, let's go, boy.
Yep.
And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to welcome Crystal Van Wyk and James Get Down Brown to the show. We haven't had either one of them on the show before. So
Very nice. Very nice.
But first and foremost, we got to do a shout out to a couple of our sponsors. And let's go ahead and I'll start off with Bucked Up because I already talked about that. Dude, I'm telling you guys, anybody that knows me knows that I have been a gym rat since I joined the military. Mike can vouch for this. On deployments, you can find me 2 to 3 hours of my day in a tent gym somewhere doing some stupid shit. And I am a connoisseur of supplements. And I got to tell you, I wholeheartedly stamp my stamp of approval on Bucked Up supplements. They are so good. They work so good. And I've been back in the gym for about 3 weeks now, and I love every minute of it. It's like I never left. I haven't really been avid in the gym for about a year, but you know what? We got this new sponsor, and I said, you know what? It's time to get off my lazy ass and get back in the gym. I'm going to start taking some supplements. Go to buckedup.com. Buy some of their awesome stuff. Use some of their pre-workouts, their energy drinks, their energy shots, their BCAAs, their creatine. Every bit of it is so good right now. Right now, I'm doing the creatine, the BCAAs, and the pre-workouts. So, and the occasional energy drink. Go there, buckedup.com. Use promo code Mike and Mish 20. Get 20% off your purchase, and you'll thank me later. What do you think of that, Mike?
I think it's great. You firmly pressed your stamp into the stamp.
I have stamped my. I'm not going to go. Here we go.
Hey, dynamic life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic, that's livdynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in just 20 seconds. And check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic, that's LIV Dynamic on Instagram.
That is good stuff. Hey, to answer the question in the audience, my sister's tuning in. Hello, Megan.
Oh, Megan.
She asked if I'm deadlifting, and I am deadlifting, but I am not going heavy at all. I am doing light, many reps. I did 3 sets of 20 with barely anything on the bar. I did 3 sets of 20 today, and I felt pretty good.
Wow.
The days of multiple hundreds on the bar are over for me. My vertebrae will not take it no more. So
I'm deadlifting too. I lift just as much as the dead do. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, Mike. Hey, you set the standard, buddy. Set the standard.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't start working out until it starts getting nice outside. And by working out, I mean run. That's all I do. Run, push-ups, maybe some sit-ups, whatever can get me by.
Yeah.
Oh, never let me down, though. I've never failed. Never fail. I always do very well. I'm actually way ahead of the 20-somethings, so not worried.
Hey, before we bring our first guest of the evening on, Mike, why don't we throw up a picture of an autograph photo of our first guest, and I'm going to throw a trivia question out there.
Ooh.
This is very simple if you know how to Google or if you know your
Or
number.
if you just are wicked smart.
If you're just wicked smart. That picture right there will belong to the first person. Oh, that's not it.
Oh, that was sad. That wasn't it.
The first person to name me what is the Roman numeral for the last numbered BKFC event. Put the Roman numeral because we got Gabby Roman coming on. The Roman numeral for the last BKFC numbered event that we already had a couple weeks ago. What is the Roman numeral for it? That is too easy. All you got to do is drop it in the comment section. Now, Mike, why don't we go ahead and bring in our first guest? What do you say?
Yep. But before that, check this out.
Keith the Rockstar Richardson, bantamweight world champ, and your algorithm is full of men fisting each other, so you're watching the Mike and Mish show.
Hey.
I don't think that Keith understands what fist what that means.
Yeah, I don't think he meant the right thing. I
don't either. Gabby Roman, welcome back to the show. Thank you for coming on. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm well, thank you. How are you guys? How's your families?
Well,
fantastic.
Our families they're happy, they're healthy. Most of mine are sleeping right now because that's what they do very early in this house.
Very good.
7:30 bedtime around here. You better be head on pillow at 7:30 or it's going to be hell to pay. Just kidding. I'm not like that.
You know what? You know what's crazy, Gabby, is my son is going to be 13 in about 2 months, and he is still very content to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night because he does read a lot. He goes to bed and he reads for like an hour. But I truly believe a well-rested kid is a smart kid in school because the fucking dude has A pluses down the board, and he's very clearly one of the smartest kids in his class. And I have given him the opportunity. I say, hey, you're almost 13 years old. You want to stay up till a little later at 9, 10 o'clock at night? You can do that shit if you want. He's like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I like to read. I'll go to my room, lay in my bed I'll read for an hour and go to sleep around 9. I'm like, well, you're a different kid than I was. You know what I'm saying?
He got things down packed.
He does. So, hey, real quick, we're going to give away that. I think we have a winner, Mike, TJ Slaxon.
There you go. TJ, this guy wins all the time, Gabby. Every time we have a pitcher, this guy wins. It's every time. He's probably got a whole entire room just full of pictures from this show alone. Courtesy of the Extreme BK fans page. A signed picture of you. You signed that picture.
Yes.
Good old Russ Maxim. You know Russ.
Yeah, I love Russ. He's a good guy.
Russ is a good dude.
He provides us with all them picks.
Gabby, you're back. You kind of like won over the BKFC fan base in 2023. You had 2 fights, and we wish we could have saw you more than twice in 2023. But you're back. You're back early in 2024. How happy were you to get this phone call with an opportunity to fight Jade Masan Wong in her home country of Canada? What's up?
I didn't know it was in Canada, but I was so happy when I was so happy when they said it was her. I've been trying to, fight in my weight division, but I've always had an eye on her because she's such a dog. So, I was excited. I was like, yeah, right away. So, I'm definitely looking forward to it. She's an animal. She's nothing to be playing around with. And that's what I want. I want the big dogs.
You just mentioned that you've been wanting to fight at 115 this whole time, and here we go. We get a fight announcement for you again, and it's at 125 again. We're like, oh my God, she just will never get a fight in the division that she actually wants to fight with. But credit to you, you just proved it right there. You don't turn down challenges, and you've proved it twice already last year. And like you said, Jod is no slouch. She's, a win away from a shot at Christine Faria. Now, it's been made pretty clear that if she gets the win in your fight, that's her next step. If you get the win in that fight in Canada, do you want a shot down at that 115, or are you just trying to play it by ear when you take home the victory?
So I haven't been offered, or I haven't even heard about me being offered Brit if I win. But considering the circumstances, like how you said, Jod is, if she wins this fight, she's being considered to be going
Next
at the
in line.
camp. See why I wouldn't be given that same opportunity. Now, that's not me saying that I'm not trying to fight in my 115 bracket. Like, of course, absolutely. But I mean, I'm not stupid. That's a really good opportunity. And again, obviously, for her as a dog, it would be an honor to fight her. So,
Yeah, you obviously aren't scared of anything. And I'm not saying that you should be, but like I'd be scared to fight Christine Faria. And, I'm sure Mike wouldn't be, but I would.
No way. You ever see these arms? Have you ever seen these arms? That's why I have a hoodie on, because we need guests on this show. I don't want to scare them off.
Yeah. Before you came on here, Mike said he deadlifts. By that, he means he lifts as much as the dead.
I know. I heard. I was waiting in the waiting room, and you guys had me dying with the things. You guys are funny. You've always been very funny. So
thank you.
Thank you.
That's my dad joke coming out. Lots of dad jokes.
I think it is because you guys are dads. You're full of dad jokes. That's
all the time. All the time.
Yeah, well, we got to have a sense of humor, especially with a house full of kids, crazy children. Did you guys, not to get off track, did you guys see what my younger son did on the old interweb today so Gabby, he was raising money for the American Heart Association, and he raised $1,900, right?
Holy crap.
Yes, 5 times as much as the next highest raising kid in his school.
Wow.
And he offered to do 1 push-up for every $1 he raised.
No way. Oh
yeah.
My God, he's such a good boy.
So he has been paying up online. He'll go live on my Facebook page, and he will shout out the people that gave him the donation, and then he'll do push-ups. Well, tonight he did 50 for his grandparents, and he did 1-arm push-ups.
Holy crap.
He did the Rocky medicine ball ones where he did 10 of those. He did fingertip push-ups. He did 2 finger push-ups, diamond push-ups, 1 thumb push-ups. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
First of all, doing a great job as a father, clearly. And second, is he going to be a bare knuckle fighter? Because
I don't know. He loves boxing. He does love boxing. He loves jiu-jitsu as well. So, but he loves baseball and basketball. So that's his thing. He's a baseball, basketball, boxing, jits kid. So
I would be, if any other kids needs to be very careful about what they say to that young man. So for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of young boys, how are you guys doing over there?
We're good, thank God. They're good. We're just progressing as a family, and a lot of new changes recently, but all good. So they're excited. They're happy. They're obviously, they're anxious, and they're definitely good boys. They're encouraging. They're just, when I get tired or I'm just like a little bit slow and like, no, Mom, let's go. You got to win this fight. So they're freaking amazing. So
that's so cool.
I always remember that video where your son is watching you train, and I don't want to mess his quote up, but it's basically like, he's like, that's my mom. She's going to be the best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
Basically. And I was like, oh my God, like that is.
Yeah. I'm not.
How do you feel when you see things like that?
I've never taken that video down. Like it's staying up there for like ever.
It's amazing.
So it motivates me for sure. So uh
All right.
yeah.
Well, so how about this, Gabby? From last year to right now. Last year, you were still waiting for a call from the BKFC at this time.
Yeah.
You ended up fighting in April of last year. So how much has life changed for Gabby Roman and the family from last year at this time to right now at this time?
A lot. Because of the career taking off so well, thank God, we've been able to rely on it more to for it to be more of a foundation. Um, you know, more opportunities with sponsorships, more opportunities with just help in other areas as far as fighting and stuff, and it's made it a lot easier to continue this path, this career choice, and it's obviously everything comes with sacrifices, um, but it's definitely it's crazy how quickly and fast things are changing. I'm very grateful. I'm freaking honored. I know that this BKFC is literally like still just getting started. I know that it's not nowhere near as big as it's going to be getting and will be. And I plan on enjoying just the ride for as long as God says so. So like I'm just here for it. I'm grateful. I wanna do my best. I wanna take out. I wanna. I'm sorry, I just had a text. I just wanna I wanna do my best. I wanna represent as good as possible and make BKFC be a professional. And I just want to show my gratitude to them in every way possible, but also while doing what I can for my family. So um I'm happy. The opportunities present themselves in other fighting platforms as well. And but I mean, I'm always gonna be a BKFC girl at heart. So this is their it's giving me everything. So I feel like it hasn't really kicked in yet.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that because it keeps me hungry. Like it keeps me it keeps me humble. It keeps me hungry. It's like I'm like no, like and my my manager when he called me, he was like, "You're the main event," and I was like, "Okay." Like all right. I thought you would have been a little bit more excited. I'm like, yeah, I am. I wanted like I know I am, but and then other things came into topic too, like business stuff, and also, but one of the things is that like I made a decision because from the beginning I knew that like I was made for this bare knuckle stuff. I was made for fighting. So I didn't I knew that it was just a matter of time as long as I stayed consistent and as long as it was in God's will that I'm gonna be a champion. I'm gonna be a multi-champion. I'm gonna be a multi-division champion. Like, and the only other person that can tell me no is God. So but my mentality is always stay humble, stay hungry, because I pay attention to the greats. I pay attention to the people who are in the places where I wanna be. And that's one of the things that, I try to learn from their mistakes. I try to learn from their advices. I try to learn from these legends, these people who already, who know what they're talking about. So I just want to stay focused. I want to make sure that doesn't get to my head. I don't get big headed. I don't get conceited or cocky or think I can't get my I can't get knocked out. Like I want to try my best to just remember, like, listen, it can be taken away just as well. And I have to be grateful that I'm here. So I'm just trying really hard not to let everything get to my head.
I love that. You always seem like since we've talked to you, you seem like a very level-headed, very humble person, and I'm sure that's what drew DJ Tony to you. You were talking about your manager. Now, were you managed by anybody? Did you have a manager before? And you did?
Yeah,
You
a couple years back, it didn't go well. Not with like it was a team, so it wasn't like it was a little bit. It was some of the people on the team. It wasn't the whole team, but it didn't go well. It wasn't the right decision for me and my family. So we ended it. Um,
and now you're with a Roscoe Elite.
yeah. Then I was rocking out a while on my own. I went from someone else that, and then now, thank God, I'm rocking with a Roscoe's. So yeah.
It was probably the Jersey child in you that drew him in as well, because I think Tony's also a Jersey boy, right?
Yes.
From
That's
Patterson.
right.
So yeah.
Couple of
So,
Sopranos here. in the house.
Yeah, he's a Jersey boy. So
you mentioned taking the top spot on the card, which is pretty amazing, and that's going to be insane. I'm sure it is. I wish we could be there. But Canada also had to add seats.
yeah,
They add a bunch of seats.
yeah.
Just like in Florida, they did the same thing. So, like, not only did you go from, your co-main, now your main, now they're adding seats.
Yeah, I honestly don't think that's because of me. I'm pretty sure it's because of John.
It's because of God.
There's that humble you again.
I know.
No, and it's serious. Like, let's really think about it. You know?
Yeah, she's the home girl for sure.
She is.
You know what? The
hometown.
BKFC needs to, like, I don't know. Listen, they need to start recognizing how big they're getting, because it seems like a lot of these cities that we're going to, even dating all the way back to last January at Myrtle Beach, they booked a venue, figured they'd only sell 2,000 seats. It sold out in like minutes. So they added 1,000, they sold 1,000 more. And then the day of the event, they were like, you guys can sell 300 more if you want. So the morning of the event, they threw 300 tickets up and they sold that out too. So it was like 3,300 when they were planning for 2,000. And then in this past event, BKFC 57, the day of the event, they sold out the top deck of the arena, which had never been done before for a combat sports event in Hard Rock. So it's like these numbers are proving that they need to start, stop underestimating themselves. You know what I mean?
Go up soon.
Yeah, that's good though. It's really good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, especially with I've been seeing senior like signing things and traveling all over the world and meeting with all of these people, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. So
yeah, like what is in store? Some announcements are going to be made. They're going to be absolutely incredible. And I just can't wait. It's going to happen any day. Because like you said, it just keeps happening. But he hasn't quite let it all out. Just a little bit, just a pinch here and there. Boom. He's just like sprinkling like Salt Bay, just sprinkle a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah. Keeps you glued. You glued. I want to get back to you being humble, saying that maybe people are coming here for Jod, and sure, she's the hometown, whatever. But let's get to you. You beat the Boogie Woman. You beat somebody who nobody wanted to fight. Everyone was supposedly turning this fight down left and right, and you take the fight. You're a pretty big underdog in that fight. People were writing you off. She's probably not going to win. Understandably, nobody really knows who you are. They saw what she did in her match. You did come in on late notice and fight at a higher weight. So I think people weren't quite paying attention to that too.
Somewhat.
Right?
Like a little bit, because we got the call at 3 weeks, and then I think about a week in it, they ended up extending it another 2 weeks. To
fight Martina.
Correct.
Martina, yeah.
Right, but when you were talking short notice, Mike, you were talking about the Courtney one. You said the fight before Gabby. You took that on a couple days notice, right?
Yeah.
So you took that on a couple days, like 8 days notice or something like that, right? And you fought at a higher weight. You fought her to retire. So, boom, right there. People might start thinking like, okay, I don't know. But so you go into that fight. How does it feel to be going into a fight where everyone's like, people are thinking like you're going to lose that fight?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
I didn't mind it. Like, if I pay attention to those things, it's going to mess with my game.
Yeah.
So, you guys understand this is mental, and like some things, I'm not there for them. Like I don't care if these people don't believe in me. My kids believe in me. We're relying on this. Like it's like I'm so appreciative, and I said this from the very beginning, and I meant no disrespect to anybody who supports me or fans. Period, because I understand we need fans. Mm-hmm. But I'm not doing that for them. Like I'm not one of those fighters that's gonna say, I'm doing this for you guys. Like, no, I mean, like I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my goals. Like I'm doing this because I got a lot of things that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, and this is one of them. So like when you really believe that, when I really focus on that, I don't give a shit about the stuff. So pardon my language. But I don't really care about those things. Like and when I get booed, it kind of makes me laugh. It's like, all right, cool. Like cool. I get it. You know, the hometown girl. I remember I was in Courtney's hometown. She's a Denver woman, you know.
Yeah.
I did, and I laughed. Like, it is. I mean, I don't blame them. If I'm watching my fighter, like, you know, from my hometown, I'm gonna boo you too. Like, so. But again, you know, that's not my focus. That's one of the reasons you just focus. It's where your mind is at. It's like as long as I keep that like that tunnel vision on what's truly important, I don't care about any of that other stuff. I really don't.
It's pretty awesome.
It is.
And this is the third fight in a row that you are. I mean, the odds, I don't know if anybody's seen odds, but I would imagine that Jod is the favorite, being the higher ranked fighter, being the 125er, not really your weight class. So this would be 3 in a way. Yeah, Big Ben says I say the F word every 30 seconds, so don't apologize.
I can't comment, so I'm sorry if anybody's commenting towards me. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I will be an underdog. Yeah.
So, you know, you go out there, you get a win. Maybe in the next one they'll show you some respect, and you'll get a little favoritism in the next one, you know?
I hope the people who believe in me are betting on me and trying to make something. So like something.
If you go out there and you beat Jod, right? Do you have somebody in mind that you would like to fight at 115 pounds? Do you have somebody in mind that you would call out maybe after the fight's over, or you could say their name now? What's a fight that you've been looking for that you want that hopefully is next after the Jod fight?
I'm not sure if it's possible because I've heard that she's being paired up with Poe, and obviously it's Britt. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Britt, you want the top dog. That's what you want right away.
Yeah.
And if you can't get the champ though, are you willing to stay active as much as possible? If as long as Tony's doing his job.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like if I get this win, it definitely, I deserve. I'm fighting in a freaking weight class that I shouldn't at least be starting at. I'm not gonna say not fighting in, but you know, typically you're supposed to be cutting the weight. I walk around at this weight, you know, so like I'm supposed to be fighting at 115. So I feel like taking these fights with the women, the big dogs, and you know, these the freaking, they're nothing to play around with. Like that should earn me for at least that champ fight. They offered it to me before. You know, I couldn't do it, and I want it now. Like after this fight, I'm pretty sure I deserve it. So,
people in the comments want you to fight Jenny Savage, and if they are matching Britt up with Poe Denman, which they probably will, I would imagine, because she was supposed to fight Fanny Palumpi a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, and now Poe beat Fanny. It just lines it right up. Champ versus champ. They could do that. In the meantime, maybe a 115-pound fight between you and Jenny Savage could actually happen. That's what people want to see, and they want you to call her out. I don't know. They're trying to tell you what to do in the comments there.
I don't care who stands in front of me, but I do care about earning my way up the rankings, and I'm pretty sure she lost to Taylor. So if I'm gonna, I'll fight Taylor.
There you go. How about training wise, skill wise? Compare yourself right now to where you were last February, and now that you have 2 bare knuckle fights under your belt, obviously training regimens might change a little bit once you get that experience. You realize that there's certain things that you don't need to train, and there's more things you need to focus on. Would you say that your training regimen has changed quite a bit from one year to the next? And would you say you're a different fighter right now?
Yes. I'm not gonna say like I'm a completely different fighter. I'm definitely 10%, maybe top 15% of a better fighter than I was. Excuse me. For sure. My coach has built my body like a freaking action figure, and I haven't been this strong in like ever since I was a freaking teenager. And you know, other than that, mentally, I feel like I'm at a better place mentally, and I'm, like I said, I'm there. Like I'm so with it. Like I I really need this. So and I'm gonna keep that attitude. I need this. I need this. I need this until the day I'm like I put those gloves down, my wraps down in the middle of the ring, and I'm like, all right, it's my time to retire. But as for right now, I need this, and all
Let's
of them
go.
be aware of that.
But
I
we are
love
here for it. I cannot wait for this fight. I can't wait because of what you've proven so far. At this point, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. I truly don't know because
Right.
in the past, you know, it's hard to say like, oh, hey, they're throwing somebody I've never seen in against somebody I've seen. Okay, I can probably be like, okay, it might go to Courtney. Didn't really go to Courtney, right? The next fight's like, oh, we've seen what she's done. Everybody kind of seen that. Well, you proved everybody's wrong there. So guess what? Not gonna do that again. Nobody's gonna really mistake. People are going to be on the edge of their seat because no one knows what's going to happen. You've had this time too in between that fight and this fight to improve even more. So, man, I cannot wait.
Does the USA versus Canada thing play into like any pressure? Do you feel like you're fighting? I know people are building that up with other interviews that we've watched. They're asking like, do you feel like you're have any added pressure going to Canada as a US fighter? Like you got the flag on your back or what?
I feel like it's more of responsibility. Like it's like
Okay.
oh, like it's like I'm like sincerely not just doing this. It's not for just me and my kids anymore and for my goals. It's for me representing my country. So absolutely. But as far as definitely more of a responsibility for sure, especially with it being the first one. And against, like I like, of course, like I gotta show up and show out like beyond anything that I can ever put out and have put out, whether it was street fights and things that I've gone through in the past and things like this is it. This is for right now. Like I'm living in this moment. So for sure.
I love that. Well, you got a huge opportunity here. And you're just your third fight in the organization. You got a main event outside the United States, first card in Canada. You just said it. You got the flag on your back. Good luck to you in that fight. At this time, we'll give you a moment to shout out anybody you want to shout out, say anything you want to say, wrap it up on your end. We don't want to keep you all night.
Okay. Thank you. So my sponsors, No Quarter Combatives, Swervo Cuts. I have On Point Finishes LLC, Shika's Dream LLC, Once Blind Podcast, Quisqueya Meat Market, First Choice New Jersey. So I'm sorry for all of that, but thank God I have these people because they support me and they're one of the reasons why I was able to focus more on just training and camp and stuff like that. So I'm super grateful. I want to give a huge shout out to my team, my coach. It's not easy what he does, being not ever having a fighter who is bare knuckle fighter, which as you said before, it requires different things, different ideas, and he took the challenge and ran with it. So my coach Nestor Negroni from Strategic MMA, my team who beat the crap out of me in sparring matches, and most importantly, God, I love, all glory to God. He's allowed me this opportunity here. I'm breathing. Could have died throughout so many freaking circumstances in my past, and I could have been in so many other places, but by his grace, I'm here. So
I love it. Hey, thank you so much. I wanted to point something out. You shouted out On Point LLC. Check this out right there, right behind me. They made me that thing there. Mike has one too, way
Yes,
back
I
there
do.
on his bar.
Right here.
Those are
Kinda far away, but there it is.
our boys, those Cali boys. Shout out, let's go, boy. Mike,
That's
do you
right.
have?
That's right. Oh yeah. Let me hold on. I'll do it real
so
quick
much,
for the
Gabby.
boys.
Do you have anything?
yeah,
That's them right there.
That's
the Donnybrook Company, of course, because that's my boy. He was the one that came out with that La Familia shirt, and I literally cried when I saw it. So I don't know how he pinned it so well, and it's gonna definitely help motivate me a little bit more walking out in that shirt. So I definitely want to give a huge shout out to Donnie. But
awesome.
thank you. I appreciate you guys allowing me this airtime and helping me as a fighter. So thank you.
Of course.
Anytime, Gabby. Best of luck. Mike, you got anything else for Gabby before we let her go?
Gabby, thank you for coming on. You're always welcome on the show. Wish we could be there in Canada, but we will be watching and we'll talk to you and we'll run into you in the future. And for the rest of you, stay tuned because after this, we will be coming back with Crystal Van Wyk. See you later, Gabby.
Let's make some fireworks happen.
You're going to see a better version of me, a version of me that's going to be more technical, more smart. I'm going to fight the smartest fight I've ever fought. I fucked up right there.
Just have a cup of water
Yeah.
and keep moving.
Yeah.
Really become a real director.
Man, I got to do the right thing. Always the right thing. Okay.
Start.
We're going live in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we're just out here in this windy-ass fucking city called Wichita, Kansas. Oh, hey, what's going on? BKFC 23, Wichita, Kansas. We're here with the rugged beauty, Crystal Pittman, who just got her hair did, and it's bussin'. What's going on?
You sound great.
Okay.
Just go just a teeny tiny bit. Okay, good. Good. I don't want you guys to
How weird are we making it?
All right.
No, he's just fucking, he's a weirdo, so.
I am too. It's okay.
Stand up, come on. How you doing?
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
All right, I'll count down. 1, 2.
Let's get one thing straight. You mess with the bad guy, you going down.
Just do it right here. Won't even take the fucking bag off or anything. We're just gonna do it. Do it just like this. Take that shit off. Listen to Mike. He's the fucking boss. 5, 4, 3. No, 3.
Yeah, right.
All right, stop. Pull it in. BKFC 23, Wichita, Kansas.
I'm Ben Rothwell, and you're watching the Mike and Mish Show. You're experts on bare knuckle everything.
You know, you gotta love. You got. Hello, Crystal. Did you enjoy our blooper reel right there from Wichita, Kansas?
I did.
Yeah. We have a good time everywhere we go. We have a good time, and we probably have hours of footage just like that. But Mike just decided to start putting those together. So, thank you so much for coming on, and welcome to the Mike and Mish Show. I am Mish, and that's Mike. What's going on?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know, we had to get you on after this performance that you put on last week. It was absolutely nuts between you and Christina Christ. I was like, man, we gotta get her on. And you know what? You don't even look like you've been in a fight.
I know.
I do. I had to use so much makeup to try just look presentable.
Hold on a second here. I watched this fight and I was washing my washing machine, if that makes any sense at all. I had to take my washing machine apart to wash it. So I had my phone propped up. I'm listening in my headphones. I'm watching the fight, and I still have a cut on my thumb here. And it's bothering the hell out of me. You got punched somebody like 400 and something times. That person punched you like 300 and something times. And I still have my thumb that got cut like straight down the middle by some metal. And it's still cut down. It still keeps opening up. And I'm over here. What a little bitch I am. I can't believe this.
Yeah, a little cuts are like the worst. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Mike just brought it up. This fight, like, we're going to talk a little bit about you, but this fight, he just mentioned the amount of punches. There was 700, and between the two of you, I think 706 total punches thrown. About 500 of them friggin' landed. How are your hands after this? I always like to ask that question because landing 290 something punches on somebody has to do a number on your hands. How are you feeling 5 days out from the fight?
I actually feel like my hands are like 100% fine. That was like the least of my concerns, actually, surprisingly. I didn't feel anything on my hands. Like my hands felt great. Obviously, afterwards, the right was a little bit swollen, but otherwise, my hands are good. My hands are fine. I probably could have thrown a little bit more.
Oh man! Well, I think you won over everybody. I think you won everybody over in your debut fight there. You had 6 pro fights prior to bare knuckle. Coming from South Africa, now you live in South Carolina. When did you make the move from South Africa to South Carolina, and what made you choose South Carolina?
Well, we stayed in America about 7 years ago. Wait, let me retract. 7 years ago, we moved to America, and then 3 years ago, we moved from America back to South Africa. So we
Okay.
actually been back and forth within 7-8 years, like a few times. And South Carolina is because we came initially 7-8 years ago to South Carolina for Bible school. I know that's so random, but that's actually what got us here to begin with. And then
Wow.
yeah, I know. And then obviously a lot happened during that time, and I started my fighting career in that time. Because of depression and, you know, feeling some kind of void, I just started training MMA and mixed martial arts, and it helped me a lot. And I fell in love with the sport. And obviously, we actually only moved here about maybe 4.5, 5 weeks ago.
Oh,
Exactly. So as soon as I landed here, Jules was like, "Okay, Crystal, I think we might have an opportunity for you. Are you ready to go?" So I was like, "Yes, I'm ready to go." It's now. So
wow.
yeah.
Jules is in the comments right now. She says, "Hey," and Andy Hall's in the comments too. Andy
Oh,
Hall's in
look
there.
at Jules. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? No, wow, that's super cool. So you got a late start in combat sports then?
Yeah. I mean, yes, I did. Very late start. I think I was like 26.
Whoa. And
Yeah.
now here you are fighting professionally in the fastest growing combat sport in the world. What do you say to that? That's freaking nuts.
Amazing.
That is nuts. Now, let's talk about your first opportunity with the company here. You weren't supposed to fight Christina Christ. You were supposed to fight Crystal Lawson.
Mm.
That fell through. Did you know anything about Christina Christ when they let you know that your opponent dropped out and that you have a new opponent? Did it make you, consider not taking the fight at all, or did you know who she was and you were like, yeah, I'll fight her?
So obviously when Crystal, like 2 days before the fight was supposed to happen, when that fell like off, I was just like devastated, because like I've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time, and I was super excited for it. I trained hard for it, and I was just like, there's no freaking ways, like this is not supposed to happen. And then Jules said to me, "Crystal, you still pack your bags, come to the airport, fly. We are going to get you a replacement." And I was like, "Jules, I don't even know. Like, I'm willing to even give someone half my purse money, like whatever it takes. Like, I just want to fight, like I'm ready now. It doesn't matter who it is. Obviously, it would be good to have someone in my weight division, because, that would be great." But, she was like, "Crystal, just come, we'll get you somebody." And then when she mentioned Christina Christ, I was like, that is perfect, because I know Christina Christ is a forward fighter. She's tough as nails. I have seen her fight before. We are literally the exact same height, and I thought stylistically it would be a great matchup. So I was like, she's gonna come for it all. I'm gonna go for it all. I think it'll be actually a great fight. So yeah.
Oh, and it was. It
was.
sure
It
was.
was.
Before we continue on this conversation about your fight, do you ever see like the trolls on the internet that want to stir shit for the for the sake of stirring it? Like one dickhead was on the internet saying that you were getting booed in between rounds, and I know for a fact that was not true. What do you say to this shithead? Come on, say something. Look directly into your camera and tell him how much of a douchebag he is, please.
What a freaking douchebag. No, I'm joking. I don't know who that is. I never saw the comment actually, but I didn't feel that way at all. I don't know. I didn't hear any booing. But to be honest, during that time, I don't hear anything. Everything just drowns out.
Tunnel
And
vision.
obviously, I'm focused on what I'm doing, and it doesn't matter. You're gonna, no matter what, no matter how good you fight, no matter how great of a performance you put on, no matter what you look like, you're gonna have people out there that do not like you, that are gonna come against you and want to see you fail. So it doesn't matter. I think it's part of the game, part of the industry. And like, if I didn't have people that didn't like me, then I would be concerned. So I think it's not
There
a
you
bad.
go.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because how can you boo a fight when the two fighters in the ring are throwing 150 to 200 punches a round in a 2-minute round. Like,
Oh,
what
that's
else?
to come inside there and do that.
Yeah. Are you not entertained? What the hell's wrong with you?
Exactly.
Stop watching combat sports if that's how you feel.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a crazy fight. We were super entertained. I feel like you guys may be in the record books for BKFC for like most strikes thrown. I don't know. I would have to look that up, but
Really?
I
Yeah,
bet you you're up.
Maybe I think there might be a male fight that might be closer a little more, but for females, this might be it.
It's got to be it.
Oh, that's quite cool.
It might be.
I think I want to be a little bit faster next time. Like, I have so much to work on. Like, I want to be able to throw more and to be faster, and that would be great.
Oh wow! And you guys, and also it was also a historic fight because you guys had the first female referee in BKFC history
That's
as well
right.
that night.
Very true.
Michelle Myers, yeah, she did her first. She was the first female referee for the company as well. So it was like a history making fight between you and Christina, and it went to the final bell.
Female, and that was the first time. That was the 16. Was it 16? It was a smaller.
Yes.
Oh man! Wow, there's all kinds of history. So you said you were the first first
South African
female.
Yes.
First female fight in a 16-foot ring. First female referee. Possibly the most strikes in a female. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you making history.
I know.
For real.
That is super cool.
So what did you think about the fight itself, going into it, and how did it go in your mind?
Before the fight, like, this never ever happens to me. I have fought a lot. I fought a lot as an amateur, a lot more than 6 fights as a pro. I've fought a lot of Muay Thai, and I've done a lot. So I never really get nervous for fights anymore. I haven't been nervous for fights, but for some reason I was feeling like really nervous, and I couldn't understand. I said to my coach, who's my husband as well, I was like, I don't know why I'm feeling these. It's more like a nervous excitement. It's not fear or anything. It's just like this, like, I don't know, this anticipation of the unknown, if that's, and so I was like, sure, I don't know what this is going to feel like, but I was feeling like a little bit nervous. And for some reason, when I stepped in there, and that when you stand, you toe the line, it's like this crazy peace came over me. And like that first, like, shots landed, I was like, I love this.
It's so crazy. And like, yeah, and when a new fighter, when you toe the line 3 feet away from your opponent, it's got to be such a different feeling than being corner to corner or across the ring from across the cage from each other, because you might have 20 feet between each other. Not here. Soon as that bell rings, it's off to the races, and you really don't have anywhere else to go but forward. And that's what you did. You kept that forward pressure almost the entire fight, which was nuts.
I love that. I loved that. Actually, it was a smaller. I don't know what it's like in the bigger one, but I like the fact that it wasn't like I had to chase someone fucking distances.
Yeah.
It was nice because I like that close striking range. So I enjoyed it a lot.
And your pace was matched almost by Christina the entire 5 rounds, which was crazy because entering the 4th round, the commentary, Chris Lytle and Sean Wheelock were like, look at these strike numbers. It's going to be hard to keep this up, but you guys never took the foot off the gas the whole time. Did you expect a little more clinch fighting? Like, there was not a whole ton of clinch fighting, and I would have thought that there would have been more of that. Were you expecting a little more dirty boxing, a little more clinch work, or were you expecting to just basically shots?
I did expect her. I think that is something that she is pretty good at. It. She likes to clinch up and throw the dirty boxing, but I was prepared for that. And I also like to dirty box, so I didn't mind it actually. But it was nice actually. That female referee, she kind of broke it up immediately when we got into that little clinch battle. So I don't know, it was good. Like, I didn't know what to expect, if I'm being honest. But it played out exactly how I thought in my mind, and I knew Chris is tough as nails. I mean, this girl literally took a fight on 2 days' notice, and we stood 5 rounds back and
Unbelievable.
forth. So she's a beast, you know.
Yeah, and like we said, 706 total shots thrown between the two of you. That's crazy. It's freaking nuts.
No, she's a great fighter. Much respect to her. She's going to go fast though. Give the chick a proper camp, you know, because her first fight, she was also a 2-week notice fight apparently against a bigger chick. So I think that give the girl a great
Rosalinda, I think.
Proper camp. Yeah.
So in the comments right now, we have the champ herself is in the comments right now, and she's saying that you clean technique.
Oh, thank you, Christine.
Look at that. Christine Faria herself is in here saying that. I think that's a huge honor.
That's a huge compliment coming from her.
I would say so.
Like my inspiration. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. That is awesome right there. So you can take that home. That would make me feel good. I know that. It's making me feel good. I'm not even you.
Like she doesn't even understand how I watch her fights over and over and over. Like I look up to her so much for the longest time. So
right.
That's a lot. That's amazing for me.
And you want to talk about technique. Like she's like the embodiment of clean technique.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So for her to say that, that's pretty fucking pretty awesome.
That means a lot to me. That means a lot to me.
So you're impressing everybody with this performance there. It went to the bell. Before I want to ask you a question, but when it went to the bell, were you pretty sure that you won that one? It took a while when the judges were tallying, which is weird because it took a while for the judges to tally their scores, but it was a unanimous decision. When it was taking a while, I was thinking it's going to be a split decision. But what was going through your mind at that time after this 10-minute war with Christina and you two were just sitting there waiting for the decision?
I didn't know. I was like, it could be close. I felt like I had the forward pressure. But it's weird because when you in the fight, you don't really, it's like the way it feels is not what it's looking like on the outside perspective. So when I went back and I watched the fight, I was like, oh, okay, it didn't feel like that. You know, it felt, I don't know if it felt slower or something. I don't know. So I actually had no idea when we were standing there. I was like, shucks, like, I think I might have done enough, but I don't know. So I was just like, I know no matter what, like, you know, I fought my heart out and hopefully I did enough. That's all I could, you know, hope.
You did. And like I said earlier in this conversation, the forward pressure was constant. All 5 rounds. You never stopped moving forward on her. And she did her best to counter and circle out and do her thing as well. But you just kept that pressure going all 10 minutes. And the output and the forward pressure, I believe, is what took it for you. So you impressed everybody in the audience. You impressed everybody in the comments here. You impressed the champ. Jules loves you. What did Mr. Feldman have to say to you after this event? After this fight, I'm sure the boss had to have a conversation with you. No,
I haven't. I never even spoke to him.
Oh my God, we need to get the boss on the horn. He loves this kind of stuff, man.
I seen him actually. This is the craziest part. During the fight. I actually, out of everybody, I saw him standing and saying something like, get it, have fun, or something like that. I heard something like that. And I was like, okay. I need to
it seems like you're like his favorite kind of fighter. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, like because
sure.
I don't know if you got to see one of his like pre-show pep talks or anything like that. I don't know if he did one of those for this event, but sometimes he gets backstage with the fighters and he gives them a pep talk that you will put a helmet on and run through a brick wall for this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets the blood flowing, and like his favorite thing is fight your fucking ass off for me. If you don't want to fight your ass off for me, you can get out.
He came back there before we got started, and he was like, this is basically an interview. You guys need to go in there. You need to fight your hearts out. It's either for you, it's not for you. You know, it's all or nothing kind of thing. And I mean, from the beginning, my coach, who's my husband, once again, him and I, we spoke about this quite a lot. And he was like, Crystal, no matter who the opponent is in front of you, no matter what happens, you will walk forward and you will fight your heart out. And that is something that was in my mind from the beginning, no matter what. So,
I love it. So what is next for you? Before we wrap up with you, what is next for you? You came out there and you put on a performance, like a crazy performance that everyone was not. I mean, I wasn't knowing what to expect because I didn't know you much, but I didn't expect to see 700 punches thrown between you and your opponent. Now you go out there, you get the win, you get the unanimous decision. Are you going 115-pound division, and are you trying to stay as active as possible? Are you already talking to Jules about maybe another fight soon, or what?
So I was gonna like also still fight MMA and stuff, but I actually realized I enjoyed this so much that I want to focus on bare knuckle right now and my boxing. So I definitely want to get back in there once I'm healed and everything, and like do this again soon. I'm more of an atom weight. I'm not really a 115er. I can fight at 115 if it's a girl that is my size. You understand? Because I see a lot of the girls from the 125 division coming into the 115 division. So it kind of forces me to have to now maybe go down to atom weight and fight there, unless there is somebody my size I can fight at 115. So yeah,
maybe Henshaw, maybe.
Yeah, whoever.
Well, then that means they get. I don't know if that's already in the plans to add a atom weight division. I don't know, but hopefully they do, because it's.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to find girls that are ready to fight at atom weight than there is to find 135ers and 145ers. It seems like they're having the hardest time to find 145ers and 135ers. Yeah. So maybe on the way down is the way to go. And before we let you go, BKFC South Africa has any, like, that's a conversation, right? Like, how would you obviously would want to be on that card, right? And what would that mean to be on a BKFC South Africa card?
That would be so awesome. Like, I know they're like launching their first show coming up soon. I don't know if it's April or sometime soon. But a lot of the guys that I fought and trained with and know back home are fighting on BKFC on that card. So it would be like really epic if I get to go back to South Africa one of these days and fight for BKFC Africa. I don't know if they have any females just yet there, that side, but I'm pretty sure that the females will start coming in, and, opportunity will eventually open up maybe this year. That would be great. I'm totally...
I love it. Well, thank you for coming on the show tonight. I want to bring a picture up right quick. Mike, bring a picture up. It's autographed by you. You signed this thing. We're going to give this away right now to the first person to give me the last name of all 3 crystals that have been on the BKFC roster. 3 crystals have been on the BKFC roster. All you got to do is put all 3 of their last names in the comment section right now, and you get this picture of Crystal Van Wyk. Did I say that right?
Okay, well done.
Yes! All right, Crystal Van Wyk. Awesome. So, hey, congratulations on your win. Thank you so much for coming on here, and good luck in the future. Do you have anything else you want to say to anybody before we let you go?
I just want to say, thank you to BKFC for giving me the opportunity, and everybody's been so amazing, from the get-go. Jules, everybody's just been super nice, and it's been the love and the respect and everything, how I've been treated, has been overwhelmingly amazing, and I'm super grateful for BKFC for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the future and what's coming up. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a good year. And thank you for having me on the show. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Yep, you're welcome back anytime. Mike, you got anything else for her?
Thank you so much for coming on. We will absolutely have you on again. Hopefully, hey, maybe we can get to the show in South Africa. I would love to go there. I better get my damn passport going. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
But thank you so much. Awesome fight. I'm going to search to see if that was the most strikes thrown in a female fight. That's definitely, and we will let you know for sure if it was.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And for everybody watching, stay tuned, because after this, we have James Get Down Brown.
Is it on?
Mike, if you're watching this, just a message from the boys at BKFC. Jay, keep up the good work, buddy. Keep it up. We're all watching. I can't think. I'm ready. I want to go get the pizza.
Yeah, where's that pizza?
Yeah, fuck you, Mike. Actually, fuck you. Fuck you, Mike.
Keith the Rockstar Richardson, bantamweight world champ. You're taking enough of a break from watching porn to watch the Mike and Mish show.
That Keith Richardson, man.
That Keith
James
Richardson's
Brown,
a real
what's up?
zinger. James Brown, what's going on?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Oh,
We
we're
are
always having a
chilling.
good-
We are chilling.
We're always having a good time, my friend. We're always having a good time, and you know that guy Keith Richardson. He's a real funny guy. Are you familiar with the rock star Keith Richardson?
Yes, sir. He's not too far from where I live at.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
you guys
hey,
were on the card last January together
Yep.
when he made his debut.
that's right.
And I
that
lost
was
our card keys.
amazing.
Say that
Yeah,
again?
So that was an amazing fight, by the way.
It was a fight of the year for sure. That fight card, I just talked about that fight card a little while ago without actually naming that fight card. That was Myrtle Beach, and that event was incredible to kick off 2023. And I had just mentioned it to Gabby Roman earlier tonight that they only planned on selling 2,000 tickets, I believe, and then they ended up selling all 2,000, so they added another 1,000. And then they sold 3,000, and then they added more tickets the day of. That place was a friggin' madhouse that night, and you guys all performed. That was a hell of an event.
Man, that place was packed out. I heard they had to turn some people away. There were so many people. It was like an hour line wait. It was crazy.
It was amazing, and I believe the fire marshal had to come to make sure that paths were clear inside the building. Like people were standing in like the walk lanes between the seats, and they had to come in there and like, you know, separate that shit up, like part the Red Seas there. You can't be standing in the walkways. It was unbelievable. And you made your debut that night. You beat Steve O. Morris. You come back 4 months later and you fight Mike Alvarado out in Denver, Colorado to go to 2-0. You landed on the BKFC radar in a big way that night. And I mean, that last year, you even were a nominee for Rookie of the Year on our award show. Tell us a little bit. You have an MMA background and a really impressive MMA background. Talk a little bit about transitioning over into the bare knuckle world and what are your thoughts have been since you've been there?
Well, the fight with Steve-O was just like an opportunity. Andy hit me up, asked me if I wanted to fight. I was like, yeah. I was just coming off a win over Colin Anglin in ex-MMA. And I was like, yeah, I just took the fight for fun. I knew Steve-O was going to be a tough opponent, but I wasn't too worried about it. So literally my coach just told me, go out there and have fun. And that's what I did. He did drop me in that second round, so I had to sharpen up a little bit and get it together. But I wasn't really looking to, be a part of bare knuckle at that point. I was just taking the fight. They were so close. And then I got the Alvarado opportunity in Colorado. My coach was a little worried, but I was, confident that I could get the job done, even, at elevation, even though I'm from sea level. So that was my first time in elevation. And after that fight, when I saw the damage that I caused, I was like, man, I can really do this if, I just go out there and hit people and not let them hit me. These guys are going to have a hard time with me. So after that, I started talking to my coach about really taking bare knuckle seriously. And hopefully I can one day be a household name and, come out there and grab some belts and stuff.
You know what's amazing is you are in one of the hottest divisions in the BKFC, and it's funny that it's such a great thing that that's part of this conversation now, because just a year and a half ago, probably 2 years ago, we're approaching year 6 of BKFC right now. So as of like 2 years ago, the 145 division absolutely sucked. And I don't,
there was like nobody in it.
There was nobody in it. Just was, there was like 3 fighters. There was like one really good fighter. And then like they were searching, man. And we were like, when are they going to build this up? And now all of a sudden you got yourself, you got Duran and Brandon Allen and Kai Stewart, the champ, of course, but there's also Dat Win out there. He can make a return. Jimmy Rivera, Daniel Strauss made his debut Howard Davis. That division is awesome. And Bovar, you just fought Bovar. You got Freddie Masabo. What a division that you find yourself in, and you're in the top 5, and you like you just talked about, you just said maybe I can take home a title in this sport. There's a good possibility you could be in that conversation by year's end here, by mid-year, maybe. You know what I mean? If you get the right opponent in your next fight, would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know what they have planned, but it's all up to the champion. You know, he said he wanted us little guys, is what he called us, to fight it out and he fight whoever's deserving. Or he's searching for a big name. So, you know, one of those big names could skip everybody and get the title shot, or Brian Duran or Brandon Allen could get that shot next. I'm not really sure. We are on fire right now. There's so many guys, and it's exciting because you just don't know which way it's gonna go.
Oh man, people are dropping names in the comments like Papa G. Larimore is another one. Like there is so many good fighters in your division, and it's funny that Kai says that about you guys. Like he is such a shit stirrer, isn't he? As the champion, like for him to say like you little guys can go fight for this, you have 5 times as much pro experience in combat sports than he does. It's hilarious to me that he plays the villain role as the champion, right? Would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you know, I felt a little insulted because I got 15 pro fights. I mean, 18 pro fights, 19. I'm up there. You know, I consider myself a little seasoned. You have to call me, you know, little guys.
Yeah, he definitely plays the character. I mean, Kai's definitely a charismatic champion. I wonder what he does. So like Bovar was no pushover, your last opponent. Talk a little bit about that fight in Manassas, Virginia, because he fought Freddie Masabo twice in his last 2 fights, took one, lost one, or no, they go to a draw. I think he took one and lost one, maybe. But either way, he's a tough dude. Okay, they went 1-1 together. Talk a little bit about this fight with him, and did it all play out the way you expected?
This fight with Bovar was a big fight for me. It was my first international fight. So you know, getting in there with someone who's from another country, you never know what to expect. I knew he was gonna be tough, for sure, because I've seen his previous fights. I've seen him, you know, go twice with Masabo. And those fights were very interesting to me because they weren't like his fights in Top Dog. So prepping for him, I just made sure I was gonna be in shape and I could go 5 rounds with a guy who can throw like, you know, 500 punches a fight.
Right.
So I just made sure I was in shape. I knew it was going to be tough, so I wasn't looking to knock him out. All right, so I predicted that I would knock him out in the 4th, but I also predicted that there would be a 3rd round doctor stoppage. So I wasn't looking, you know, to go out there and hurt my hands on a tough guy. So I couldn't be very active this year. I just looked to slice his face off and let the doctor do their job. So we did a good job at that. But what I didn't account for was his footwork and his head movement. It was very, very smooth. And I had to adapt because he circles to his left like the entire time, which usually, you know, Orthodox guys, they circle to their right. But he really did a good job at staying on the outside of my foot, and I had to readjust and, you know, come back from that because he kept hitting me with that left hook like 8 times. I was like, all right, this is enough. I need to reset and figure this out real quick. And I did a good job and got the job done. But it was an okay victory.
Big Ben in the comments gave you a nice compliment, and I'm going to agree with him. It says, James got great fight IQ. Taking the knee was another level. Not a lot of guys do that. And I think a lot more people would survive a lot more fights and have a lot better records if they just knew when to take a step back and kneel down. Sometimes it's a detriment. I believe it happened against Ryan Reber and Travis Thompson. He took the knee, it counted as a takedown. It ended up going to a draw, round 6, and he lost in the 6th. But is that something, was that just something that you knew it was time to, take a knee and take a breather, reset, or was your coach yelling something? Like, what happened at that moment in time?
My coach was yelling, but he was yelling because I was getting hit. I shouldn't have been getting hit at all. But again, he was pretty smooth. That was just something that I decided to do right on the spot right there. I was hoping to fight, March, April, and get like 5 or 6 in this year. So I was like, I got to come out of this fight unscathed. My coach gave me a combo that would knock Bovar out. We drilled it, went over it over and over again. First 30 seconds, I landed. And I was like, okay, there we go. I'm set for the fight. I don't need to worry about a thing. I just need to find that combo again, and just be smooth and not let them touch me. So I wasn't worried about giving up that 10-8 round. That's what my coach was really upset about. He's like, yo, James, you give him that 10-8, you gotta, that's a dead even if you get round 1 and 3. And he's saying this to me in the corner. It's like, I don't know why you did that, but now you gotta go out there and finish it. I'm like, yes, sir. So he doesn't like 50-50.
Right.
High risk, low reward, never. Always high reward, low risk. So it was just a point in time. I couldn't allow myself to get a concussion right there. Take a step back, clear the cobwebs, get back to work.
Yeah, and it worked out. You believed in yourself. You knew what you had in the tank, what you had left. You knew you had already fought him for a little bit, so you kind of knew what was in store. So you do that. Now, obviously, your coach doesn't totally know. He's not inside of your head. He doesn't know for sure. But if I was him, I probably would have thought the same way. Like, damn, man, don't want to leave this to chance. We've seen what happens when we leave it to the judges, and sometimes it ain't pretty. But yeah, that was I thought that was a great move because you did that, and it seemed like you were back to kind of taking over a little bit, and you ended it. So it was perfect.
Yeah, I was honestly, I wasn't rocked. I was fine. But he hit me with 3 in a row, and it was got a little hazy. I was like, okay, give me 7 seconds, and I'll be okay.
Yeah, you just never know, right? You never know. You don't do that. Possibly hits you with another couple shots. Maybe you fall from an actual punch. Maybe you get hurt on the way down. You just don't really know. So I thought that was a very good move. Very, very good move.
There's like I said, sometimes I think about moments in time where fighters could have done what you did, and maybe the outcome would have been different. I asked Lorenzo Hunt about it in the Trujillo fight. He took that stiff shot to the mouth that busted his lip open. He went down, but he popped right back up. When he popped right back up, he stumbled a little bit. They called the fight, and then he seemed perfectly fine like 2 seconds later. And I asked Lorenzo, was it just like you were so early in your career that it was only like fight number 2? Would Lorenzo now have Lorenzo now might not have gotten dropped like that. Let's be honest. But would he have had the smarter fight IQ now to be like, boom, wow, he got me pretty fucking good. I'm going to sit here on my knee until 8 to get up. Maybe he's undefeated right now if he did something like that, but you can never go back and change time. There's a fighter people are mentioning in the comments, and I apologize to this guy because he did fight for the inaugural 145 title.
Oh, I was going to bring this up too.
And he's been calling you out. And then when I was naming all those studs in your division, I did not mention Louis Lopez.
Yeah, I wanted to bring him up too because of the.
Now,
say here,
Louis wants to fight you. He's asking for it. If Kai is going to get a big name, like he's asking for, say they do manage to get Dat or Jimmy Rivera, the 2 names that he's been asking for, that would leave 4 guys kind of like hanging in the winds there. Brian Duran and Brandon Allen, who kind of have like an online beef going with each other right now. So, and then you and Louis, those are the other 4 in the top 5 right now. Would a fight with Louis Lopez interest you? He is coming off back-to-back losses, but he is still ranked in the top 5, I believe, still number 1 in the BKFC.
They have him number 1. I think, to be honest, he probably should be like number 3. But yeah, he's been in comments talking about you. He was like, let's see if James Brown has anything good to say. He's in the comments now. So what'd he say?
What I say is, I would love to fight Louis Lopez. He's irrelevant right now because he's coming off of 2 losses. He lost to Kai Stewart. That's embarrassing. He's not worth my time, honestly, but I would love to fight him and show him that he's just not on that level. His fight with Brian Duran, he threw majority of right hands. He put no combos together, and you gave up. You gave up. You were on your knee looking at him. You could have stood up, and you did not. That was one punch. I will touch you time and time again, and you see the damage that I can do. You will melt. You will not withstand the damage. I literally give the guy like 2 rounds before he gives up. I won't even get the opportunity to knock him out because he's going to give up. And remember, that would be my 4th bare knuckle fight. I understand what weapons I have, and he's got to realize that those are scars that he's going to have forever. You will every single time you look in the mirror, you're going to see 6 or 7 scars from where you wanted to fight James Brown and it didn't work out for you.
Wow. Well, I think we got our answer there. That's fantastic. Wow. So that would be a fight that I would be really happy to see there. Somebody put Jeremy Stevens in the comment section, but I'm just going to address that right quick. Howie, we talked to Jeremy Stevens in Salt Lake City, and he is not going to 145. He's done with 145. Jeremy Stevens wants to fight at 155. So if you wanted to fight Jeremy Stevens, James, you would have to go up to 155. I don't know if that's something that would you be willing to go up to 155, or is 145 the one and only spot you want to fight at bare knuckle?
I am not too small to fight at 155, and I am not too big to fight at 135. Oh. So when I grab that featherweight strap, whoever's at 155, I'll be calling their name, and Keith Richardson, I'll be down there too. So,
Jesus.
I'm to go everywhere. I'm trying to, leave a stain in bare knuckle. Again, I would love to be a household name. So as soon as I get the ball rolling, I'm coming for everybody.
Well, from what we've seen out of you so far, I believe you have the talent to move around and do damage pretty much in all 3 of those divisions. And it's exciting to see what goes on. This division, like I keep saying this, but now that we keep naming names, this could be the first division that the BKFC has that can have a legit top 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
They're still building their organization, and they're bringing in fighters, and they're building the organization. And I can't think of another division that has 10 legit guys that to make a top 10. But I think it's your division, man. I think you guys might be the hottest division in the BKFC right now. So that's awesome, dude. I mean, you found yourself a home. You have the talent to be successful there. What are your plans with the BKFC for the rest of the year? If the Louis fight is offered, do you take that, or is there somebody else in mind that you would rather fight?
If the Louis fight is offered, I would definitely take that. I will fight Louis tomorrow. No training camp, nothing. So that's, a fight that I'm not even worried about. I will say right now, I will look past Louis Lopez. But honestly, anybody, Howard Davis, Brian Duran, Brandon Allen, I've been calling him out for like a year now. Jeremy Stevens, I would hate to fight another old guy, but if that fight interests me too, it doesn't matter. I want to fight anybody who thinks that they can beat, and anybody that I feel can beat me. I want to fight them all. And next month. I don't want to wait.
Yeah. So if you could get yourself on the Tampa card April 12th or Knucklemania 4 Los Angeles April 29th, how do those dates sound pretty good to you right now? Like you're healthy enough to go ahead and jump on one of those cards if offered?
Oh yeah, my knuckles are fine. I just got this small cut right here. It'll be done in like a week, and yeah, I could be ready to roll immediately. I've already been back to training, so I'm trying to be super busy this year. April 9th, you said?
I think it's April 12th is Tampa, and then April 27th is Knucklemania 4 Los Angeles. So either one of those cards, I believe they're going to put a really good card together for Tampa.
Yeah.
Or why wouldn't you want to be out in Los Angeles for Knucklemania 4?
I know. I don't know if my name is big enough to make it on that one, but I would definitely be honored to fight on the Knucklemania for sure.
Are you kidding me, James?
Listen,
you fought on BKFC 41. BKFC 41 was the most star-studded, stacked event they've ever put on. Crazy. And you found yourself fighting Mike Alvarado on there. So
and you put on a show too.
Right. Don't count yourself out. You could definitely hey, there's a guy named Andy Hall. We all know Andy. He's in the comments right now. He says, check your messages, James.
There you go. Check your messages and then let us know what they say.
You don't have to do that, but that's yeah,
just
man.
Kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah. The future is bright for you and your division. We appreciate you coming on here and congratulations on your third victory here. I can't wait to see what they do with you next. Do you want to shout anything out or say anything to anybody in particular? You got a lot of people watching right now and a lot of people that maybe want to hear something out of you, matchmakers and fighters. So go right ahead.
David Feldman, don't waste your money putting that fight together with Louis Lopez because I'm taking it second round. So you might as well send me both paychecks right now. Shout out to Brunson's MMA and Fitness, my coach Derek Brunson and Dre Hurd. I'm nothing without my training partners and teammates. So shout out to Bare Knuckle for having me, allow me to fight. David Feldman, Andy Hall, Nate Shook. I appreciate you guys and every opportunity you guys have given me. I appreciate you guys for having me on, and that's about it.
You mentioned your coach there, and I believe I asked him down at Myrtle Beach 13 months ago if he would ever do this. And I think he said, I don't know. We'll see. Do you think there's ever a possibility that Derek Brunson ever ventures over here and takes the gloves off and swings some bare hands? What do you think?
It just depends on what kind of offer they make him. Derek's a businessman, and he's getting up there in age. So if it's not looking right for him, then he's not going to take it. But if it is, right, if they talking business, then I'm sure he'd be over there in a heartbeat.
Oh, I think he'd be fucking pretty good in this sport right here. Awesome, man. What's that?
With that left hand. I say you cannot let Derek Brunson touch you with that left hand, man.
Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, awesome. Thank you for coming on here. And Mike, what else you got for James?
So, James, before we let you go, one last picture to give away. We have a signed picture, courtesy of the Extreme BK fans page. Russ Maxim Country over there doing their thing for BKFC and all the fighters. They have donated some signed posters here. So, Kyle, hit them up with the question.
Oh, I came up with a good question.
Yeah.
And it has to do with James Brown, but unfortunately, it's not you. What actor played James Brown in a spoof on Saturday Night Live in 1982? Woo! Name that actor who played James Brown, 1982, Saturday Night Live. First person to name that actor gets that signed picture of you, my friend, yes, courtesy of Extreme BKFC fans page and Russ Maximum Country. Thank you very much for coming on here. You are welcome back anytime, and I hope we get some fight news soon. I hope you end up on one of those cards, man, for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, James. Everybody else, stay tuned to see who won the poster. We'll be right back after this. 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with Drew Spider Monkey Lipton at the pool at the Doubletree by Hilton in Orlando, Florida. This man will be fighting later on tonight against Greg. No, is it Rock Hard Bono? That's him? I don't remember.
Cool.
This is why we do tests.
That's right. We're doing tests right now. Test run, testes, 1, 2.
Testes. Cool. It's cool.
What?
It's cool. It's cool. I think he's fighting Greg Rock Hard Bono, but we're going to have to fucking check that before we head down there.
Yeah, we'll look before we go.
A couple of stew nods, dude. I'm telling
right.
you, it's a good time. I mean, we need a camera on us at all times. There was one time where me and Mike were, where the fuck were we? Mike, you freestyle rapped for like 15.
Alabama.
Oh my God. I'm sitting on the bed. We had the double queen beds in the hotel room, and I'm on my bed and I'm on my tablet, like creating a graphic for one of the videos that we're making. And Mike is doing sound checks with the microphone, and he is just flowing, just rapping. Dude,
it was good.
And
I have to admit, it was really good.
It was really good.
And
after like 10 straight minutes of it, I'm like looking over at him and I'm like, fuck, I should fucking film this. And I pick up my phone and I hit record. And as I hit record, Mike goes, he's like turned away from me and he goes, that was pretty good, huh? I was like,
yeah, it was like a second you started recording it.
I was like,
I knew
are you done? I'm like, you're done? He goes, yeah, I think I'm done. He's like,
yeah.
It sounds pretty.
I lost it. I was walking from the window to the bathroom, to the window to the bathroom. I was just going. And it was really funny. I have to admit, like that was probably the best freestyle I ever put out in my entire life. And I don't do that often, but I was like feeling it and it was nuts. It was really crazy. A little background, right? Before we give who won, because somebody has won. And just to let you know that if you already won a poster tonight, you can't win a second poster. So somebody else is winning that poster. We went to Knucklemania 1, very first time we ever covered an event live. So that little video that you saw footage was the first time we woke up in the hotel. We're like, we're going to go out by the pool. We had already linked up with Drew Lipton. We were like, we're going to do our first interview. Let's get ready for it. Let's test the microphones. And so what you saw there was us trying to prepare for it. Kyle trying to remember names, nicknames, and everything else. I'm trying to just do a stand-in for a little bit, and we looked it up before we went, and we got it right.
Do you want to know something else? That was the one and only time we've ever done that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We realized we had no idea what the hell we were doing.
Right. We realized after that shooting from the hip at all times is the best way that we operate.
Yes.
Don't prepare.
Our brains work better like that.
I will say what I'm going to say when I say it. That's how we do it. And we were down at Knucklemania. I mean, not Knucklemania, BKFC 57 out in when was the last one? BKFC 50
Hollywood. Yep. 57 Hollywood.
57 Hollywood. And we go to the press conference and somebody sits behind me and they're like, hey, do you know what you're gonna ask? And I was like, no, I'll ask when they bring the microphone over. And he was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh, do you write questions? I'm like, you write questions now? I don't do that shit. I can't do that shit because if me and Mike start writing questions down and I have them like in my phone and I'm looking at them, I don't know which one I want to ask. So I have learned.
Start fighting the paper.
Right. I have learned that I will say the question when the microphone gets right here. When Brian Socia walks over with the mic, when they say, let's open it up for questions from the media. When I go like this, he starts walking over, and that's when I think of what I'm going to fucking ask. And that is no bullshit.
What am I going to ask? Okay, hey, and then it happens. It's like weird. Yeah, it's weird stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a fucking good thing. I mean,
let's go back to the picture right here. Signed, autographed, whatever you want to call it. Picture, courtesy of BKFC Extreme Fans page. Man, Extreme BKFC Fans page. I'm sorry. Howie Atherton, thank you for the answer. However, you did win. Maybe we got to remember to say the stipulations of the damn
You can't win more than one.
Prize. You can't win more than once in a night unless we're doing like a special night and we say, hey, we got 10 prizes to give away. You can win 2 tonight. So going to Carmine. He is the winner. He did say, oh, wait, he said Murphy, but then he said Eddie. Oh, sorry, Kyle. I took that off. He said Eddie Murphy right after and recovered immediately. Lucky because Jay Davis was right on his heels and he almost lost that. And Michael Quigg was not far behind. So we also got a shout out today. Michael Quigg, great work as usual. Love it.
Ooh, too hot with a hot tub. Ow. That was the
nice.
clip, dude. I remember being a kid and my dad like rented I think we rented a VHS of like the best of Eddie Murphy on Saturday
nice.
Live, and that was on there along with Buckwheat and fucking all that shit. Dude.
So much good stuff back then. Now it's just absolute trash.
Now it's trash.
It's bad, and I'm not just saying that to like join the bandwagon of people hating on it. There's a reason why you never really hear about it anymore, because my wife loves Kim Kardashian, right? She loves Housewife. She loves Kardashian. She loves Bravo. She loves all that stuff, right? We watch it all the time. It's always on. She had to watch it. She had to watch Saturday Night Live because Kim K was on there, right? That's like the last time I ever watched that show. I watched the whole thing. Yes, there were some funny moments. There were things that I liked about it, but it wasn't great. And I was very disappointed in how it like was made. I just was like, man, this is crazy. And they still got Keenan on there.
He's been on there for like 20 years.
Yeah, forever. Like, that's not what this show is. This show is supposed to be, you get some people on there for a little bit and they move on. It's supposed to be like people like constantly getting new comedians. This guy's like a forever stand-in in that thing. I don't know about that. The thing's going under. Time for some new ownership or just get it off the air altogether. It's poop.
See that? Our boy Falcon09 says his stand-up Delirious is gold. And I'm glad he said that because Eddie Murphy had Delirious and Raw that came out in the 80s. And a lot of people lean towards Raw. Delirious is way funnier than than Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yeah,
it is definitely as funny as stuff. Kevin Smith says, do not forget about the BKFC tryouts this weekend in Tampa Bay.
Ooh, tryouts, Tampa, BKFC. That is crazy because they're doing so many damn tryouts right now. I can't even keep up with them. That's how many they're doing. Like, there's tryouts literally. I feel like it's every couple of weeks there's tryouts, right?
Oh yeah, it's like I think they're trying to do them almost in like every city that they go to. So, and we got it, dude. You know what? I can't believe we didn't bring this up yet. And we have a show tomorrow for you guys.
We do.
During the Prospect Series Friday in Manassas, Virginia, the boss man, David Feldman, was sitting there with Sean Wheelock and Chris Lytle. And Sean Wheelock brought up Mohegan Sun, my friend. Mohegan Sun in May.
I wanted to bring that up to Gabby.
Oh, my God. Mohegan Sun in May. The Mohegan Sun Arena, Mike and I have been saying this, that the Mohegan Sun Arena is made for combat sports. This sport is going to be so fucking awesome in the Mohegan Sun Arena that will sell out. There's going to be after parties and so much good shit, man. Like Tom's Watch Bars right there, Avalon Club. There's great restaurants in there. The whole thing is going to be so amazing. From the weigh-ins to the party after the weigh-ins to the fights to the after party after the fights. Everything about that, I love it so much. I am Mohegan Sun has a piece of my heart. I worked there for like 10 years, and since we started covering this sport, every single time we talk to David Feldman, he's got to get sick of our asses asking this question. At some point during the conversation, every time we talk to David Feldman, we're like, hey, so what do you say about New England? When are we coming to Mohegan Sun? When are we What at Foxwoods, Mohegan Sun? When are we coming? 2 of the biggest casinos in the world. Mohegan Sun, what are we doing here?
I listen, I would never say this about anything. I don't think David Feldman thinks about us often, but I'm going to tell you what, I think we forever linked our names to Mohegan Sun. So like, I'm pretty sure when he said that there had to be a little floating Mike and Mish logo in his head, like these guys are going to be, stop asking me this question from now.
Yeah, they're finally going to stop
asked
asking.
it again.
Yeah, hey,
like,
what do you
finally,
say?
I get rid of them. Get out of here. We don't want to talk about that anymore.
It's gonna be incredible. I can't wait. I hope they get Ryan Reber on that card. Gabby Roman can come up from Jersey. Yeah. Tony Soto can get his Tony Soto, put him on that card and get all his Brooklyn people over there. It's only a 2-hour drive from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, it's Kalmus can fight on it.
Kalmus, oh my
God. That it's got to be a great card. It's a great area. We're going to be able to get a ton of people there. I really do think a ton of people. I mean, we've been talking about this sport for years. We are going to have people are going to be willing to go. People are going to be asking for tickets. People are going to be like lining up to go there. Then there's going to be the people that said they were going to go. We're going to talk those guys into going too. The people who say they don't want to go, we're going to make them go too. They're all going. Everybody's going. I don't care who they are. They're going to start handing over money. That's going to be just absolutely.
I mean, Kevin Smith just said Charles Rosa is from Boston. If Charles Rosa didn't end up fighting in BKFC, I'd be surprised because he shows up at a lot of events. He clearly enjoys this shit, and he every time we're in Hollywood, Florida, he's at that event. So
yeah,
I mean, there's so much that they could do. Like I said, I'm excited about that. It's like the best news I heard from the entire weekend.
It was real quick. Doug Coltrane was in the comments. He was asking, did you guys go to the last Prospect Series in VA? We did not. I was there watching, but I was not there, and neither was Kyle, unless he went and didn't tell me.
No, I did not. Yeah. I wish I could go to all of them, Doug. I would go to every single one of them. If some money fairy dropped enough money on me to retire from the military right now, my retirement letter would be submitted tomorrow, and I would never go back. I would thank Uncle Sam for the 23 years that I've given him, and I would not go back ever again. I would do this for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
And I would go to every single goddamn event that they have. Now, with that said, guys, thank you so much to Gabby Roman and Crystal Van Wyk. Crystal Van Wyk.
It was the right way. You said it the right.
Yeah, Crystal Van Wyk, and also James Get Down Brown. Thank you all three of them were great guests tonight, and thank you all for tuning in. I saw Jimmy Bailey was in here. What's up, Jimmy? And Megan and Kevin and Russ and all you guys. We love you all for tuning in every week with us. And we got another big event tomorrow night. We got Jade Masson Wong, the other half of the main event up in Canada, who will be fighting Gabby Roman. Jade Masson Wong will be on tomorrow. And then we will have, who's our second guest? It's
Jeremiah Riggs.
Jeremiah fucking Riggs, the toughest son of a bitch in the BKFC.
Come on,
man. I know. I'm sorry. Like, my brain's a little numb right now. But tune in tomorrow night, 9 o'clock.
Get rid of that tea, dude. That's what it is. It's the tea. It's the tea that does it.
Going on. I'm drinking water now.
That's what I'm saying. It's the tea that did it. You got to drink alcohol and coffee like me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Booze and coffee like Mike does. You're right.
GSD, get shit done. Huh? I don't call it that for nothing.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Anything else for these peoples, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Shout out, let's go, boy.
Yeah. And then also, peace.